What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Invincible review, recap and breakdown. Once again, this was a superb episode of this show, giving the supporting players some time to shine, and hey, any chance we get more of Andrew Rannells, I am not going to complain. The man can do no wrong. We open with some girls walking around campus as we see a douchebag called Doug Chestin trying to get the girls to sleep with him based on his dad's money, which they decline as anyone would and should, except he is taken hostage by this episode's monster villain of the week. The villain wants to take people and enhance them, and I really love this creepy episode and villain. The openings are usually so very good, and this is the best one yet, possibly in my opinion. However, we cut to the aftermath of last week as Monster Girl and Samson are rushed to hospital as Robot stays with Monster Girl to try and help. It's the start of a somewhat odd romance storyline, which is even odder seeing it animated due to the outward look and age of Monster Girl. Samson is worked on, as is Mark, as Cecile and Nolan look over the carnage, while Cecile scoffs at Nolan not understanding human teenage boys' psyches and discuss Dark Blood, the one seemingly taking the fall at present for the death of the Guardians, as Cecile is seemingly playing along with it. Mark is out of hospital as he meets Amber and apologises for being away and standing her up and wants to start over with her, and well, they do, but not for long this episode, as our boy Mark talks to William, who weirdly, for a best friend, we rarely ever see him. He's only really ever in the school parts, and it's a shame that he's completely underused, and he's a pretty good character and mentions how he's going on a campus tour to college after saying that they never hang out, and Mark instantly wants to tag along and bring his girlfriend like an absolute dick. He ruins his mate getting laid and also indirectly contributes to his mate's crush being transformed beyond recognition. Eve also has some progression in what I feel is a kind of a wasted character so far. She's like the Scarlet Witch of this series, but is just resigned to checking in on Mark as he packs, and she mentions that she's skipping college, and Mark is down so bad he now wants to go to college despite being superhuman. Throughout the episode, Nolan notices his wife being sus and even realises that she has his suit, which is a bit different to the reveal in the comics, but hey, it's going to be an interesting one nonetheless. Now Eve moves out too and decides that she can just make stuff happen and stop droughts and famine in an instant, something which I really liked, and how she is being a hero not by fighting crime, by actually stopping world hunger and disasters, which is a nice change from what we usually see in shows like this. Now we catch up with our college crew as we see a few missing posters, clearly taken by the same Dr. Frankenstein, as they go to a class with Rick, who William is absolutely smitten over, and an absolute creep in the class acts like a jerk and says humans are machines to be upgraded. He's proper giving me anime villain vibes there, and it's evident that he is the guy who is making the monsters. Amber schools him when Amber and Mark have some time to go alone, and he wants to go to college with her, clearly trying to get away from his superhero life and his obligations to his father, I'd imagine, and he tries to live some sort of normal life, but their tender moment is cut short as one of the douchebag's monsters breaks free and attacks them as William stops it from hurting Rick, and Mark helps fight it as Invincible as William realises who he is, and Rick thanks William. My boy getting some. Well, he was, at least if it wasn't for Mark and Amber there, as Mark absolutely suffers the wrath of Amber as she thinks that Mark abandoned her, which makes sense, and she finally thinks that this is enough as Robot also arrives with the flower, well, his drone does, which is needed for Monster Girl, and clearly in love with that girl. As Samson said, he didn't go out of his way for him, he only did it for Monster Girl. Now Debbie is shown that Nolan struck first against the Guardians, proving that he killed them, and seemingly lying about the whole thing as Nolan watches and later confronts him. Sandra Oh is absolutely bringing it in this season. She's a total joy as well, as is the rest of the cast, to be honest. But Amber cockblocks poor William as Rick heads out to get beer, and William wants to know all about Mark's superhero identity, which I guess is a bit of a compromise there, as Robot talks to the Maulers about payment for their cloning, which is of course a version of Rex, as a human body for Robot, which I thought was pretty cool there. However, the Maulers still aren't good, so to speak, because at the end they dig up Immortal, and in the comics they want to control him, which leads to the beginning of the end for Nolan's Earth-based life there. But it's going to be interesting to see the big reveal of Robot under the armour, so to speak. However, Rick is taken as Amber headed to a party, but poor Mark wants to go to the party to see Amber, but he also wants to live his life, but has moral obligations which kick in when Rick goes missing. And despite, unbeknownst to him, she's talking to a guy who actually has a girlfriend, but goes with William as he helps him get out of trouble, leading them to some conflict with our experiment boy, who has upgraded them to fight Invincible better. Now, it's a close fight, but William appeals to Rick's emotions, which were cut out, but he realises in the end who he is, just like the other monster who committed suicide there, and he kills the rest of the monsters as Cecil turns up and helps clean up, except he's interested in the tech as it was a close fight. Now, this combined with last week's post-credit episode here means that Cecil is possibly trying to make a Viltrumite countermeasure, knowing just how sus our boy Nolan is. However, Amber and Mark are done here as she pretends to be asleep, and Eve is happy and Debbie confronts Nolan, which is going to be one awkward conversation. But overall, I thought this was a fantastic episode. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to see where this goes next. I'm just a bit gutted that this is out the same day as Falcon and the Winter Soldier and the Mighty Ducks TV show. And also, I think last week we had a new show on Prime drop with the grime artist Bashy, which looks so good. So hopefully they'll start to spread out these streaming episodes at some point. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe with notifications on if you want more from us. I'm off to go and watch Mortal Kombat, and I'm going to bring out a video for you later in the week because I'm going to be in Brighton this weekend. But that is it. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.